Hey y'all. Today's office hours, we're going to be talking about Switcher's best kept secrets. So definitely want to hear from you all. You have me, Claire. I work on the marketing team, and then my co-host. I guess it's on this side. Pass it over to Jamie. Oh no, I think Jamie might be frozen. Uh-oh. Well, I'll just keep talking until maybe we can figure that out. But just a quick reminder, definitely ask questions. We want to hear from you. Like, what's your biggest live stream struggle? Do you have a favorite underrated switcher feature? It looks like maybe Jamie is going to come back online. So bear with us. Obviously, this is how you know we're live. Oh, oh, wow. Okay. Uh, his power went out. So now it's just me. So you'll just get to hear me talk for a while. Again, this is how you know it's live. We're reacting in live time. But anyways, so I guess what we can do is just sort of get into what we were going to talk about, which we wanted to, like I said, cover some of Switcher's best kept secrets. So that's things that make your live streams easier that you might not be aware of, features that can enhance your live streams, that might make it a little bit easier. Um, a- Anything that you want to add to the conversation, we can definitely talk through. Um, so the first thing is we are going to do a demo of the scene builder. I will try to muddle through it. Jamie was going to be sort of the voice of that, but I'll just say Scene Builder, if you aren't aware, was a feature we've had for a couple months now, but it saves so much time. Basically, it allows you to build a whole scene and add layers. So you can add not only a logo or a background or a singular like video screen. You can also um, add a whole template, and then you only have to select one viewer window at a time. So really, it works best when you are a small team, like maybe a team of two or one even, because when you're in the moment and you have all of this built, you don't want to have to remember to deselect the logo because you're going to put up a lower thirds graphic and it's going to cover it, or you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. So scene builder is awesome because you can pre-plan sort of like your entire outline layout of the live stream as it goes along. So it's an awesome tool. If you haven't checked it out, I highly encourage you to do that. It makes like in the moment stuff so much easier, and it really doesn't take that long to pre-plan it. Um, and again, if you're a pre, I guess, uh, type A person like me, and you need to have everything just so in a certain way, and you want to know how your run of show is going, like that's this is perfect for you. So anyways, in addition to that, like we've also been wanting to talk about oh, well, I think Jamie may be back. Yay! I'm so glad that I'm not the only voice on here anymore. Welcome
Sorry
back,
about that.
Jamie.
Yeah, thanks. You didn't even get to welcome me in the first place.
It's
Uh,
all
I
good.
I kid you not. As soon as you're given your intro, my power went out. It's still out.
That's
Just the timing is
crazy.
crazy. So yeah, always have a hotspot on hand. First tip of the day.
Perfect. I mean, it's like you planned that so that we could demo what that looks like in real
Mhm.
time.
That's exactly what
So
happened.
yeah, yeah, we planned this whole thing. Well, I may let you share about Scene Builder if there's anything you wanted to add. I really didn't do a great job running through the how-to, but um, if there's any tips that you have or things that you've noticed people um, struggle with, I guess, when it comes to Scene Builder or um, things that Scene Builder helps people with, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I mean, I think the main thing with it is you just have to spend some time with it because there are so many working parts and you can add so many layers. I mean, I've played around with upwards of like 15 layers before. So you just kind of have to take some extra time with it and understand the flow of, working on one and kind of going back and working on the other and repositioning and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you covered while I was out, but like this example that Katie put together, showing like the building of the scene that we're using right now. She's essentially went in there to started with the background from the photo library, chose the amount of layers and what type of layer. In this case, she's started with sources, and then it's customizing the sources, the aspect ratio, the framing shape, the positioning, border colors, which you can change all those things with sliders or percentages depending on the parameter, and then going in and tagging on those lower thirds that you see on there right now for the name tags. Um, so yeah, I mean, we being that I work in support, I haven't seen a whole lot of people writing in about anything in particular about Scene Builder that they're necessarily struggling with, which is always a great sign. But I do find that a lot of people just still aren't completely aware of it, which is kind of the point of this stream today. But yeah, uh, what else? What else about Scene Builder?
Uh, I think you may have covered it. Sorry, we're like still in recovery mode a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, I think I think the biggest takeaway, and I mentioned this right before you hop back on, Jamie, was it's really, really helpful for pre-planning. For if you're a team of one or two, like it's so helpful to have everything planned out and only having to think like, oh, I need to select this one scene versus all these different windows or assets individually. So not that you can't do that, but it's a lot less to have to go through when you're live. um
Absolutely.
yeah. So one of the other things in addition to Scene Builder that is kind of like a best kept secret, I think a lot of the OG Switcher users are aware of it, um, but is bringing in the comments from YouTube and Facebook. So through the native integration that we have with those two platforms, you can actually pull in community comments and display them. Like I think Katie's about to share. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
So and Phil, hey. So you can really get a lot more community engagement by literally talking to your viewers live and really like having people be a part of it. Yeah. um yeah, I mean, I
Absolutely.
think yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
No, I mean, I'm just agreeing with you, and, like, if you invite me to your stream and I take the time to watch it and comment on it, like, I'm gonna want a shout out, like,
Right, right,
be real.
exactly. I mean, another thing too is just like I mentioned, it's great for community building. Like it's such a good tool for that. And some of the other things like we found that are kind of cool to like help you with community building, like even ahead of time to bring more people to the stream. And you know, something that we may not have tried, but should try in the future is having people help you pick a topic for your live stream. So I know some people will run like an Instagram poll or like uh, you know, Facebook story sticker poll that kind of like gives people options. One thing we do a lot of, which Katie is great about, so great on our social media, but she'll ask people to submit questions that we can answer live ahead of time through the Instagram and Facebook story sticker. And that just also gives like you an extra reason to tune in if you need one. So it's kind of nice just to like have some of that and be able to display it and just like really again honor your viewers and just sort of show like how much you all mean to us and that kind of thing. Hey George, nice to see you. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's such a great tool and way to keep people engaged. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I don't know what else Jamie you found that is kind of like you're since you are like so heavily you know invested in and talking to our users probably on a more daily basis than I am as the customer support specialist. Like what do you feel like is you know one of Switcher's sort of like best kept secrets or just something people should know about.
For sure. Well, let's take the route of I wouldn't call it like a secret per se, but I would say that like something that I'm surprised to see like longtime users still don't like quite grasp or don't like realize, and that's the difference between the local recording folder and the video library. Again, like pretty basic function overall, but yes, that's where you can find the local recording folder, from the home screen. It's within the video library tab, and then you use the drop down, which can throw some people off sometimes, because you see video library and then you see your video library once you open it, and you kinda think that's that. Um, so yeah, first of all, the difference is video library is cloud-based, and local recordings is saved to the device. Um,
So
all
that's like
recorded
your iPhone or iPad is what you're
correct,
saying? Well,
correct,
yeah.
whatever you're
Okay.
using to record, yeah, your iPhone or your iPad, whatever's running Switcher. And there's always gonna be a copy of the recording saved locally to the device, automatically unless you turn off that parameter in the Outputs tab, which, I don't ever recommend turning that off. There's, like, a few reasons why you maybe would, but in general, it's kind of the fail-safe that we like to rely on. Um, and then
I would say though, maybe clean out your save folder, like your the photo library or whatever you have that saved to, because like in the future when you're doing live streams, that can the storage issue could kind of mess with that. So um, one of the best practices that we have is after each live stream, take the local recording if we have it and save it to um, the cloud to our video library, just so that we have it there automatically and it's stored um, and then we take it off of our device so it doesn't interfere with our future recordings. So
Exactly, yeah, and that is the caveat to, like, having every recording saved because they build up fast. Um, and then, the other there's actually 2 other ways to access your recordings other than the home screen, which, the graphic was showing, which is when you're in the actual studio, if you use the hamburger menu, which is the 3 lines stacked on top of each other, you can actually get to it that way, and then outside of Switcher, you can get to it on your device through the Files app, which is just the blue folder that exists on your home screen. You tap that, tap the Switcher folder, and all your recordings are there, along with everything else that Switcher stores, as an application. So that's how you can access that. And then video library, as we know, it's the first thing you see when you enter the app in the home screen. So that's easily accessible there, and then you can access it and manage it in the dashboard as well. And they sync up, of course. Uh, so with that said, it's important to note that, which is another big difference that like people may or may not realize, um, when you are on the suite plan and you have internet connection, all of your recordings are also going to the video library, which you have space for 100 videos there. Um, and then when you're on the studio plan, they will not automatically go to the video library. You have to turn on the video catalog when you're setting up an event, and then it will go there, or you can upload it after the fact, which is what most people tend to do. Just because it's a lower limit of videos with the studio plan, so you kind of got to watch, um, you know, how many videos you got going. You don't want to overload it or bump one out because
Mhm.
that's what will happen.
Yeah. That's such a great case for being on the suite plan because it does allow you more storage, but also if you're on Studio, you can obviously, like, download it, like, save it to if you have Dropbox or, Google Drive or even, like, an external hard drive, especially if you're sort of price sensitive and that's something like probably an external hard drive is a good way to go just so that you have all of your historic video in one place.
For sure.
But yeah.
So I think moral of the story there is just after your recordings, if when you're looking for your video, you gotta check both,
Yeah.
before you panic.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Sometimes it's hard not to jump straight to panic, especially when it's like, "Oh my gosh, I just did this thing that took a lot of, you know, motivation to, like, get on and go live," and then you're like, "Oh my goodness, is that it? Like, did no one see it and it's just gone." So I can sort of understand the like jump to being like, "Oh my gosh, I'm panicked." But to your point, it's probably saved somewhere. So just like looking for it, which is good. There's a few safety nets that we have. Uh, yeah,
And it's extra well, I'll just add on too, it's extra important to note nowadays because, Facebook started deleting videos after 30 days automatically, so it's like
yeah,
one more reason to kinda just stay on top of it and just kinda know where your stuff is and where you want it to be,
yeah.
and that it's all safe. Uh, yeah,
No, that's such a good point. I mean, I feel like that. Uh, as time goes on, like, it's more and more, I think, important to have, an outside streaming connection or, like, something that's not, like, a platform that's not owned by someone else, like Facebook or even YouTube, just because of some of the, like, changes they make and, like you mentioned, the storage thing with Facebook, but also, like, if you're just starting streaming, like, they have all these, like, follower restrictions and things now. So it's nice to have like an additional safe way to stream to like either your website or another platform, which you can do with the suite plan. Not that I'm feel like I'm plugging that, but it is kind of nice to like have that backup a bit. Um,
for sure.
yeah. Well, I think some of the other things that like would I just kind of like our personal favorite things that I'll just do like a little bit of a shout out about is an additional new-ish feature that maybe some people may have missed when we released it is the slideshow, which lets you add an asset or I think a video. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie. Um, this maybe it's just
You can't do a video yet.
okay, okay. So it's
You
just
can do
static.
different types of images.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so thank you for keeping me honest. I am a marketer after all, so I'm I'll go as far as I can. But yeah, the the slideshow feature will kind of let you upload like things like graphic, logos, image like photos, I think, images, anything that you sort of just want to have automatically um, scrolling through. But we found it's really helpful if you have sponsors or advertisers or partners that you want to highlight. It's just like an easy way for you to kind of make a commercial, like especially if you're streaming sports, like and there's a timeout, that's a great time to like throw that slideshow logo carousel up and then it'll just scroll through those partners without you having to worry about it. I've even like started to see people use it for community announcements. Like if you have, for example, if you're a religious organization or a church and um, you have an event coming up or a group of events or like, a prayer group or something. It's you can just add a graphic that has all that information, just have it sort of scrolling through. And it's kind of just a nice way to do it. You could even, I'm thinking of this now, but you could even add a QR code, I guess, if you wanted to and just slow down the carousel so it stays up longer and
Exactly.
anyways, yeah.
Yeah, all those reasons. I mean, even, like, promoting your next event, um, whether,
Absolutely,
in person or streaming event, the next game, the schedules,
for
1
sure.
game at a time. Yeah, I've seen it used in multiple ways
Players
already.
player
Yeah,
spotlight, you could do
that's a good
that
idea.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sounds like we have, some more, like, ideas just coming to us, so maybe we should, share those after this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and not to mention, like, you could also just be like, "And here's a picture of my dog and,
Right.
like, all of my pets and,
Yeah,
here's what I was doing the other day, by the way," or yeah.
yeah, here's my vacation photos, just, like, have people over. I think that was, like, a thing in like the 80s and 90s. People would like after their trips, they would have people come over and just do like the slideshows of like all
Yeah.
their trip photos and
You
stuff.
talk through every single picture, be like,
Yeah,
"This is how I was feeling, and this is what we were doing at this time." Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like, as simple of a feature as it is, like, it's incredibly useful, and it seems like it's already
Oh,
being used a lot, and,
yeah.
like, just to call out some of the parameters on it, like, you can, of course, do multiple images, logos, whatever, that loop, um, of course, adjust the positioning, the dimension, the rotation, the transition between them, the duration of the transition, and of course, like the duration between each slide. So
That
it's
that's
like a
so
lot kind of just like
helpful.
packed into this like really simple feature. So it's
And
going well so far.
yeah, well, and I think that's like to your point, all of those things that you can adjust and customize really make it so easy and so versatile to use it for what you need to use it for. So, um, yeah. I know we had a couple of questions. One from social media that I definitely want to get to. I
Yep.
am not going to pronounce this handle correctly, but I think it's Borbolatan podcast, Latando podcast. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I know I'm mispronouncing that. But they asked, when will YouTube comments have a new or better display in the live option? Um, so I know there's like it does kind of seem like we need a refresh to this. And there are a lot of user requested improvements that we're working on currently. So as always, we will absolutely share this with our product team. And like anything else that we share with them, we can't really make any promises before like they look at the time and the resources and what other priorities they have on their roadmap of improvements and features and all that kind of stuff. But I will say they've been killing it on delivering some like long time asks from users, like the audio monitoring and I think like the camera preview that we just released with this last update. Those were all things that you all told us would be more make things like more helpful for you. So yeah, I think we will pass it on and see what happens and hope to have an improvement at some point on the roadmap. So I hope that answers your question just a little bit. And then uh, oh, and then we also had another one about sort of displaying chats and comments. Troy asked, will one day we allow the whole chat to be displayed during our stream? Um, who knows? It's kind of the same answer a little bit, but I will say one thing that we've seen work really well for some of our other users is a third party minute chat. Jamie, I don't know, have you used that? Are you aware of that at all? I don't know if you have more details than I do,
I'm
but
familiar with, Rumble Talk,
oh yeah.
specifically, which, I've recommended to a lot of folks, especially if they are streaming to, a switcher player, now known as a collection. It's nice because you can embed it, like, right next to your player on your website, and kinda have both going, at the same time. So that's the one I'm a little bit more familiar with, but yeah, same idea, I assume.
Yeah, I mean that definitely sounds similar. And I yeah, so there right now it's not again like a thing, but it's not to say it won't ever be in the future. And there are some really good third party solutions that will allow you to do that. So yeah. Um, I don't know if there was anything else. Uh, and as
I'm in the dark, so you gotta tell me.
okay,
I'm
oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm running off my, my 5G here. Uh,
Sure. Okay. Well, let me look and see. There's one from Austin. Would be great to be able to access the scoreboard asset when my iPhone is horizontal. Um, is that something? I don't know. Do we have any workarounds for that or?
this is one of those things that's, honestly been requested quite a bit. There are, like, very tough limitations in play, with the iPhone just because of the lack of, screen space, and that's what it really comes down to. I think it comes down to not wanting to sacrifice other important elements, whenever you're using, the iPhone that way, to be able to access the scoreboard, like, as conveniently as you can on the iPad. Um, but with that said, like, it's something that is taken seriously, so we definitely hear you all on that one, because, you know, being able to, um, go back and forth between the scoreboard and what you're actually doing at the time, when you're kinda just on the go with an iPhone is something that will definitely come into play. So I definitely understand the request. So yeah, that's another one of those. I think the gears have always been grinding about how to make it happen, but it's just not quite there yet.
Yeah. I mean, that's a thing too. Like I'll go back to what I said earlier, just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it won't happen. Sometimes it just comes down to like what else is being prioritized and like what seems like a more important update, or like something that's going to take us like a lot more time and resources to accomplish than maybe another improvement that would make people's lives easier. Like there's just a lot of factors that go into deciding what happens and what gets updated or what features get added. So, yeah, I like I said, I think it sounds like people are very aware of that, and so that's a good thing. Like I said, our product team has been really, really focused on listening to our users' needs and like what kinds of things would be improvements for them. So, more to come. Um,
Yeah, that is a nice workaround from Jordan, by the way.
oh yeah, that's a great one. Yes, thank you, Jordan, for covering us in the in the comments. Um, Well, I will say this, if we haven't responded to your question live, we will absolutely respond in the comments. And you can also always submit those to the customer support team, which is Jamie and Jordan, which is great that they're here. So they will be very aware of your question if you submit it, but it's email it at support@switcherstudio.com. And that's probably, I would say, the quickest way to get an answer. And Jamie, Jordan, Angela, I feel like I'm leaving people out, but if not, hopefully not, but they're great. They are so good at and thorough at being like getting back to you and sharing workarounds and how-tos and tips. So definitely take advantage of that. I know internally I definitely do. So yeah, we'll definitely encourage you to try one of these new features in your next live stream, or keep sharing like the sort of, I don't want to say hacks, but like switcher hidden secrets, like the best kept secrets that you feel like, especially if we didn't mention it here, and let us know, so we can make sure to share it with everybody else too. Um, I don't know, Jordan, or I'm so sorry, Jamie.
It's okay. To be fair, Jordan just infiltrated the stream, so
Yeah, apparently. I think I'm like still like recovering from trying to host by myself. This is clearly not my element. Anyways, Jamie, is there anything else that we should add before um saying goodbye and till next time?
I wanna go to Oaxaca, I know that.
Oh yeah.
Hola, buenas.
Yeah, hola.
No, to answer your question, I don't think I have anything to add at the moment. Thanks for bearing with my technical difficulties. I would never leave you to stream on your own.
I appreciate that.
Okay, Chris, I
Anyway.
like that.
Oh, I like that too. Put them in the hot seat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we like I said, reach out to us if you have questions before the next office hours stream. We stream live every last Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So definitely make sure to tune in on the next one if you're catching this on the recording. Um, And yeah, share any questions that you have, and we'll make sure to go back through and respond if we didn't get to it live. But yeah, have a great rest
Awesome.
of your Thursday.